Me changing my dating app filters after being burned by too many promiscuous divorcees.
So I'm looking for a girlfriend. You must be Christian and you must be under 32.
Me at my hotel in Tenerife arriving at the free included breakfast 5 minutes before they stopped serving it.
Come on, Willie! Everybody's waiting for you!
And this was me at my family intervention into my heavy drinking.
It can't go on like this, can it?
It can.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. So today we're going to look at 5 really great, affordable, gentlemanly, classy fragrances, because I know a lot of my channel viewers come here for that kind of stuff. Before we do that, don't forget, if you're looking for fragrance samples, my recommended USA-based fragrance sampling site is the Fragrance Decant Boutique. That's decantboutique.com, and I've got a code for you. My code MrSmelly10 gets you 10% off across their site, which has a stunning array of designer and niche fragrances. My recommended UK-based sampling site is fragrancesamplesuk.com. The same code, MrSmelly10, also works there, and they have a phenomenal range of fragrances. Okay, folks, so we're going to talk about some really nice, very affordable, classic fragrances, and the ones that perhaps don't get talked about a ton on YouTube by other channels. So, first one that I have mentioned once or twice in the last year, I think, Eau de Courage. This is a really delightful green citrusy fragrance. It was first released in 1977. I think it wasn't around for a while. They re-released it in 2012. Not one of those big brands we talk about a lot. Courage, a fashion house of some kind in France, I guess. Lime, petitgrain, mint, wormwood, lily of the valley, moss, vetiver, and patchouli. This is a beautiful citrusy, grassy, green, soapy fragrance. It's very easy to wear. It's a little bit unisex, but for a man, if you're dressed smartly, it does give you that gentlemanly, fresh, affable, approachable air. And it really, everyone I've tried this with has said, yeah, it smells great. I really like it. It's a happy fragrance. It's a cheap fragrance because you can buy it for just £14 for the lovely little 50ml bottle online. Nothing too much to say about it. It's not the most fascinating or complex or mind-blowing fragrance, but it's charming, it's elegant. It's a little bit discreet in performance, but that sometimes can be a really good thing, so don't overlook Eau de Courage. Don't forget, folks, if you'd like to follow me on Patreon or join my channel, those are the 2 ways that you can get an extra video, the same video in each place, every week on my channel. And so join the channel, become a channel member. It's a great way to support me here on YouTube. Or if you prefer not to join, maybe you don't have a YouTube account, you can go and join me on Patreon if you search for Mr. Smelly, and there's an extra video for a tiny price for you each week. Next up, we're going for Elizabeth Taylor Passion for Men, first released in 1989, a fragrance from the brand, of course, of the incredibly famous Hollywood actress, famous for films like Cleopatra and many other things, and her romance with Richard Burton. £18 or thereabouts, you can find this one. I found it on Amazon in the UK. It's described as an amber woody fragrance. There's a very long note listing. I won't waste your time with all of them. I get a lot of lavender and cinnamon and a certain kind of, what's the word with this one? A sort of powdery air. It's sort of a makeup type, a bit of powdery makeup aura, maybe because it's by the great glamorous and well made up Elizabeth Taylor, I don't know. And lovely lavender and cinnamon combination, perhaps a tiny bit reminiscent of Obsession for Men, which had quite a significant cinnamon note. A little bit of a vanilla in there to me stands out as one of the notes that I pick up on most. So I guess lavender leans barbershopish, but this is more like a very oriental take on the barbershop genre because of that powderiness, or particularly really the sweetness, the subtle sweetness. It's not overly sweet, coming from the vanilla. It's really nice, great stuff. And if you like your barbershop style fragrances, definitely an old school vibe, you really may enjoy this one. I love the rather charming, it looks black there, but it's a very dark purple bottle. Okay, so check out Elizabeth Taylor Passion for Men. It's good stuff. Oh, folks, don't forget, we do have a great offer going on. Gravitas Prom still, our summer offer still stands as I film this video. £70 delivered in the UK, or just $90 delivered in the USA. That's Gravitas Prom by Norton & Wilson. Link in the description. Okay, let's move on. Next up, I'm going to return to one that, again, I haven't mentioned for ages. This was released in 1934. It's Dunhill for Men. £22, I found a 100ml bottle of this one. Amalfi lemon, lavender, geranium, nutmeg, carnation, woodsy notes, iris, rose, jasmine, leather, oak moss, vetiver, sandalwood, cedar, and tonka bean. Very charming. Soapy, quite bitter and dry. There's barely a shred of sweetness in this one. A soapy, bitter, mildly austere kind of fragrance, and perhaps in keeping with the time that it was first conceived, 1934. I'm sure it's been reformulated many times. I do quite like the bottle design. It really is rather old-fashioned, a tiny bit stuffy, but that's me all over. It's charming, it's bitter, it's grown up, it's gentlemanly. It's the kind of thing that makes me think of someone wearing a tweed jacket or something like that. Really, really nice stuff, and a fun one to get in your collection. Dunhill for men, £22, great for going to work. On a date, first date, might work, but a bit risky. Not everyone likes these very old school, dapper, gentlemanly fragrances, but I love it. I think it's absolutely superb. Okay, I think we have maybe just one more left, do we? Good grief. No, we got two more left. Okay. Next up, LEL Classic, 1978 release, famous for being the fragrance worn by the actor Al Pacino while he was filming Scarface, and even if you're very eagle-eyed, you can spot it at one point in the film too on his sideboard. Ron Vinograd was the perfumer. You can find the bottle online for £17.95. I found one. I'm sorry, I can't remember if that was a 50ml or 100ml. This is a Tiddler. It's just a 30ml bottle. There is an old formula. It used to be called Lagerfeld Cologne. Now they've changed it to Lagerfeld Classic. I do have the Cologne. Still a bit more beast mode. It may have aged in the bottle. Suffice to say, this one's still really good. Note listing then, you've got aldehydes, tarragon, clary sage, bergamot, lemon, green notes, tobacco. Quite important note, sandalwood, orris root, patchouli, rose, cedar, jasmine, amber musk, vanilla, oak moss and tonka. It's leathery and tobacco-ish, a little bit of a booziness in it, and something about it reminds me of kind of cognac or even leaning towards Cointreau type aromas, like a hint of orange in there, in keeping with the colour of the juice, and a ton of patchouli. So it's masculine. It's I don't think Al Pacino had hair on his chest in that film, but it's a hairy-chested, manly, powerhouse, leather, boozy tobacco fragrance that really is unique and very, very recognisable, utterly charming, great, particularly great for autumn and winter, but it feels like it's that all year round here in the UK because we have crap weather all the time. So that's that one, and just great bargain price for a classic. And finally, I seem to be the only person who still bangs on about Cacharel pour l'Homme, this charming release from Gérard Goupy in 1981, nutmeg being the outstanding note, which is added to a more typical note listing of bergamot, lavender, clary sage, many florals, including ylang ylang, lily of the valley, there's jasmine, vetiver, oak moss, amber, sandalwood. So this is citrusy, soapy, again, with if you like the smell of nutmeg, it's not over the top nutmeg in your face that's the overpowering note, but you will pick up that it's there, and it gives this unique subtle twist to a charming soapy citrusy floral fragrance for gentlemen. It's the kind of thing you want to spray on your hanky. Again, whenever I've asked for ladies' opinions, people really like this one. Don't think that ladies only want to smell the latest Le Male flanker or your Creeds or your Parfums de Marly, which are all great too, but this absolutely fantastic. I found it online for £31 for the 100ml. It seems to be getting harder to find. Have they discontinued it? I simply don't know, but I suggest you check this one out. It's really good stuff. That's it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the video. We'll see you in the next one. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project it. Although sometimes life can stink, at least we can always smell good. Bye-bye.